What's going on, guys? It is AJB here, and we are stuck with the Buffalo Sabres for our team this episode, and this is gonna be ugly. This team, I am not doing this live because I was a little upset with this team sometimes, and I just figured it would just be annoying to hear me just complain the entire time. So this is the team. Notice I have Rostov Klesla, but I actually when I was recording these games, he didn't retire yet. So yeah, basically he retired because he got traded to Buffalo at the age of like 31 or 32. So that's kind of unfortunate. But we got guys like Luke Adam, Zemgus Gergensons, who I should have gotten Star of the Week. That's what I'm doing for some really bad players who are actually playing well. I'm going to buy their Star of the Weeks to make it a little more bearable. But otherwise, the team looks alright. And Neuwirth is in goal. Enroth has been incredible recently, and he doesn't have a team of the week for some reason. So we are just going to boost him a few bits, just a few. And Viliolano, who deserves to be like a 78 in this game, not an 82. But we are coming on up in our first game, and somehow Cody Hodgson, he's holding on to it. He's grinding so well, and he gives it right to Tyler Ennis. Ennis the Menace. And it is 1-0 in our favor. And this was pleasantly surprising. I had no idea we would actually be able to score a goal, let alone 2 minutes into the game. So this gave me some false confidence, because this game just goes downhill, as do a lot of the games I played with this squad. So first period, I am outplaying them, like usual. I always end up outplaying my opponents. However, the scoreboard is not always reflective of how I played. So, obviously, I'm feeling good about this. But I make a stupid mistake here. Takes a nice shot, gets the rebound. He's going to put it around. He's grinding with it, passing to the point, and actually that wasn't my mistake. I'm thinking of a different game. I'm sorry. But he does get the clap bomb, and that is 1-1, and I would give him that play. That was actually kind of a solid workaround passing play. So, can't really fault myself there too much. Tyler Ennis, however, is grinding in, gets batted out of the air, just misses Chris Stewart. Stewart, again, grinding, gives it to Hodgson, and Hodgson's able to absolutely score for us in the third period, and it's 2-1. And being a defensive dynamo shutdown player I usually am, you'd think I'd be able to hold a 1-goal lead with someone like Tyler Myers on the back end. Wrong. This team is awful, guys. And by the way, you could probably buy this collection, including Ryan Miller and Vanek, for around 70k. So it's not too bad of a collection. He's going to come in, however, cross crease. I anticipate it, but apparently Sulzer doesn't count as a player. He was awful, by the way. Sulzer is probably the worst defenseman I've ever played with, and he's able to tie it up in the third period. So that's not good. But I'm not done yet. He's going to put it on net. Ehrhoff's going to grab it. Ehrhoff is a good defenseman, I must say. Gives it up to Conacher. However, it goes right back to Mr. Snipe Show himself. Somehow, we get a goal with Corey Conacher. Like, I have no idea what that was about. I just randomly scored, and it's 3-2 now in my favor. And then I get a cross crease, and it's 4-2 with 5 minutes left. And you're thinking, okay, how could this possibly go wrong? You have a 2-goal lead in the third period with 5 minutes left. Well, let me show you. I'm getting absolutely worked by this guy. His team is so much better than mine. And Doughty, guys, what's his face? Neuwirth went down on his knees for some reason, and just Doughty's able to just glitch, slot, snipe, however you want to say it. But 3 minutes left, gives it to Doughty again. This time it would be redirected. But he keeps on grinding around. This guy was so predictable. He'd always go for the cross crease or the giant clap bomb from the slot. And somehow he finds him open in the slot. And how else do Hut players score who are trying really hard, trying to pick up the girls? They shoot from the slot. So Jamie Benn from the slot. That's impossible to not score, let alone with Jamie Benn. So we are technically tied. And we are going into overtime. Nothing would be solved. And you know how good I am at shootouts, so this is not going to end well, I have a feeling. And my shootout lineups were not configured either. So we got Billy Lamo here, and he gets flying poked. I had no idea he would flying poke, so that's, I guess. Spezza coming in on Mikhail Neuwirth. And big save by Neuwirth. That was actually kind of weird. I think he actually missed the net. But we're coming on in right here. Feligno, and he scores. So I can score on shootouts. It's just the goaltending is an issue. So here comes Jamie Benn, which is pretty intimidating on Mikael Neuwirth. And I don't know why. I went for the flying poke check, but Ben is easily able to slide that past me. And here comes big old Tyler Myers. He's going to do my signature move, and he misses the net, I think. Like, that was a perfect chance, and Ryan Getzlaff. Oh, man. Look at this. It barely squeaks in. Somehow, I didn't get a piece of it, and that would cost me the game. So, here's the deal. I played a different game with Enroth in net, and things looked to be okay. Sulzer was absolutely atrociously bad. So, we're probably going to put in, what do you call it, Weber. Because, guys, Sulzer is absolutely the worst defenseman I've ever played with ever. He can't hit, he can't take a hit, and he can't shoot, he can't pass. He is literally a worthless player. So, Sulzer, only use him for the collections. Never try him, ever. Believe me, he's just garbage, just like he sometimes is in real life. Coming from a Sabres fan, I know what's going on in the Sabres more than any other team. So, I had a pretty realistic feel of like who's performing and underperforming and all that good stuff. So we would find a game with a player that had another overpowered team. Like, I don't know what it is with my team, like when I play these when I do these game modes, but I always face these overpowered teams, and he got a 5-minute misconduct in the beginning, and he scored 5 shorthanded goals against me, and so I quit that game. But this is a different game now. Neuwirth is back in the cage, and he gets an early 1-goal lead. And yes, you heard me right. The guy scored 5 shorthanded goals on me on one 5-minute power play, and I ended up quitting because it's just a pointless game to play. So it is 1-0. Men with Wood have the lead, which is kind of an interesting name. And we will not stay quiet. And as an absolute snip is thrown by none other than Torrey Mitchell. Ay, ay, ay. So, it is 1-1 in the first period, and this, by far, was the weirdest game. So, Drew Stafford is coming in, the goal scorer like he is, gives it to Mitchell, and the save is made, but he would come right back up with it, somehow go through all my defenders. Bergeron, again, these teams are so good compared to mine. Big save made by Neuwirth, goes back around, he's ready to score, and he does. A pretty weird goal, but Ryan Suter somehow snipes it. He never sniped it for me when he was on Hut Roulette, but I guess his Suter is better than mine. But, again, we would not be tamed. It goes to Zenon Konopka, of all people, and he ties it up with seconds left in the first period. And that's pretty humiliating when Zenon Konopka scores on you. Like, he's a 73 overall. He quick sells for, like, so little. Why is he a rare again? I really have no idea. So, you guys can tell me why Konopka's a rare player. Ay, ay, ay. Sabres, nothing but all-stars here. Like, literally, you have to realize I had absolutely nothing besides Tyler Myers to work with. Chris Stewart is my best player, like, besides Tyler Myers. That is nothing. And I had so many silver players. Like, this team was just horrendous. The defense was slow. Players were slow. Like, everything was slow and bad. Goaltending was horrendous. But Mikael Neuwirth, shaking off the dust. He was pretty dusty when I used him. And it is 2-2. Yeah. So, could be worse. Definitely could be worse. And it got worse. Because, Mr. Neuwirth was not unstoppable as he gets snipped with a backhand. I don't know if you can call that a snip or not, but nevertheless, he got scored on. Nicholas Backstrom, and that's not nice. That's not nice at all. This game proved to be extremely frustrating because I don't have any scorers on my team, really, and my goaltender was horrendously bad. And, like, I got so many shots, and that goes in. Like, come on, man. It's just so hard to play with these players. Like, they're all slugs. Like, I mean, like, just our defensive core is awful. I mean, we're in the game, but we're not in the game because his players are so much better than mine. Like, when does salary ever come into play? When does EA realize, oh shoot, these teams are completely unbalanced? Maybe they shouldn't play. Like, I bet that guy had like 32,000 salary, and my team had like 26, maybe. 26 or 27,000 salary. You can check the video. You can go back and check the video. But I bet that guy's team had well over 30,000 salary. So I don't think it's fair for those teams to match up. I mean, honestly, if my best player's an 85 and he has freaking like Giroux, Suter on his top 4, like that's ridiculous. I just don't think that's right. And I still really wasn't a factor in that game. So here's your review. Goaltenders, terrible. Ehrhoff, excellent defenseman for his price. Definitely recommend Ehrhoff. Myers is actually a really solid defenseman. Ennis is good. Hudson has a decent shot. Conacher's fast. Klesla is actually a really good defenseman. Too bad he retired. John Scott's always fun to play with. And everyone else sucked. So, yeah. Leno was actually decent on draws for some reason, even though he isn't a center. But here's the collection guide for all of you people who really need to do the Buffalo collection, and I highly recommend you do, because I believe it's $45K, is it not? It's pretty freaking expensive, I think, for the players we have. How much is it? Yeah, it's 45 for some reason. So you are missing Vanek and Miller. Remember that. You are missing Vanek and Miller. I don't have these players because they're on different teams. I'm going to show them later. But you need Vanek and Miller along with these 20 other players and these 8 jerseys and the logo. So you have these logos. You have the 2 slugs. You have the classic slug with a patch, slug with no NHL patch. Make sure you differentiate those. The unrare home, the classic away, the slug with and without patch away, and the regular away. Grigorenko, Stafford, Hodson, Enroth, Ott, Ehrhoff, Myers, Hackett, Ennis, Leno, McBain, Sulzer, Coletta, Weber, Talinder, Scott, Foligno, Porter, Larson, and Pizik are silvers. And guys, this team is so dreadful. This is worse than Calgary. I've already played with Calgary, and this is worse. That's pretty bad if you're worse than Calgary. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, a like would be really appreciated. If we could hit like 40 likes, that'd be biz nasty. I hope you guys just humor me in my pitiful attempt at winning a game with the Sabres. I was not able to. I came out with 1 point in 3 games. This team is an abomination. We are going to be so screwed for the next 3 years in Buffalo. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Rating, subscribe, all that good stuff is awesome. I'll talk to you later. Have a great day, and coming up next is Calgary, another powerhouse. See ya.